All right, so if you haven't already seen it, BMNR has some very big updates, even a few that took me by surprise. They posted a full year adjusted positive net income of 328 million, and that's pretty damn good with a diluted EPS of $13.39. I noticed some confusion online, some people saying the BMNR is lying about their net income. But as we can see, they are in fact positive. If they had posted a negative net income, it would have had parentheses around the number to denote that it was a negative number. The majority of the net income earnings is from unrealized gains from digital asset holdings. And then you can see down in the bottom here, net income attributed to common stockholders. Sorry, it's really small. Which is not a negative. So the reason DATs often use unrealized gains on digital assets on their balance sheet is primarily due to recent changes in accounting standards that aim to better reflect the true economic value of their primary holdings. The new standard from the Financial Accounting Standard Board now requires entities to subsequently measure certain crypto assets at fair value, with changes in fair value recorded in net income, and therefore affecting the balance sheet's retained earnings for each reporting period. So this really just means that DATs use unrealized gains on their balance sheets because updated accounting rules require them to value their digital assets at fair value, which is essential for a business whose primary purpose is to hold and manage those assets. It's not a hoax or sneaky, it's actually common practice now. So, let's see. Move on to the next big piece of news, Maven, which stands for Made in America Validator Network. So, BMNR has chosen 3 potential U.S. candidates that fit the criteria they set as staking providers. Maven is essentially a strategic business decision for BMNR to maximize yield, security, and control over its Ethereum assets. The simple way of putting it is that BMNR is building their own validator network with other validators in order to scale. Working with other validators adds the knowledge from those teams and a robustness that is needed, and something that BMNR tends to harp on is the being able to be trusted. By controlling their own validator network, BMNR can implement the highest level of security protocols tailored to their own corporate requirements. This is critical for safeguarding their enormous Ethereum treasury, reducing the risks associated with relying on a third-party security framework. Something very important here to understand is that this won't just be used for BMNR. Once it is built out, they will likely implement it as a service that will be very high margin due to the low cost for BMNR to actually run it. It's kind of a win-win-win for all the parties involved. And a quick quote from the slide deck that I thought was kind of nice. Although many off-the-shelf offerings exist, we believe in building the premier destination for our natively staked Ether and are proud to build with the best partners. At scale, we believe our strategy will best serve long-term best interests of our shareholders. So next I want to tack on the declaration of the annual dividends. So BMNR announced a modest 1 cent per share dividend. It's not a lot, but there's always room to improve this in the future, and as they increase staking and other services, this dividend will likely rise in the coming years. The EX date is December 5th. The record date is December 8th, and the payments will occur on December 29th. They also know that BMNR is the only large cap DAT that has a dividend available. This may be very attractive to dividend investors who also want exposure into crypto. All right, and lastly, I wanted to go over my calculator for BMNR. So they released this morning that they have a total Ethereum holdings of 3.63 million tokens. Something else I found quite interesting is that they let us know about total shares outstanding. That's 384 million total. That's 100 million more than the last report, and it came as a slight shock to me, but honestly, it does make sense. They're accumulating Ethereum like it's nobody's business, and they need a lot of cash for it. And this really all this tells me is they need to all this tells me is I need to correct my calculator, and I'll likely add around 30 million shares per month to be more conservative moving forward. As you can see here, the NAV is pretty much flat with the stock price. Yes, the stock price, I believe that the management team has done a good job of selling above NAV and accumulating ETH in a way that is beneficial to long-term shareholders. When I took this screenshot, the live NAV was right around 26, and the share price before it popped this morning was also right around 26. Overall, I see BMNR and Ethereum as high growth and high volatility investments. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my opinions as advice. I personally find that the growth opportunity, both for Ethereum and especially BMNR, is massive, and we're only at the very beginning of what is a massive shift in technology. So thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and let me know if I missed anything. Thank you very much. Have a great day.